The most important part of the configuration process is product price calculation. It is recommended that the calculation be configured by a print technologist who understands how pricing is formed specifically at your production facility. Click Add Product. Select the universal product, and for demonstration purposes, we create one of the simplest products, a flyer, which consists of a single sheet of paper printed on one or both sides. Enter the name, flyer, and click Add Product. The new product will appear in the list at the bottom of the page. By default, all new, unconfigured products are not visible and not available. A green rectangle is shown instead of an image. Let's go to this product's settings. The system will automatically assign a URL to the new page. To visit the product page, click Go to Page. You will encounter a 404 error. Go back and enable availability, then click Go to Page again. As you can see, the calculator is not yet available on this page. The product cannot be ordered, and the price is set to 0. On the Product Settings page, several tabs are available. We will go through them one by one. Let's start with the first tab, Main. The fields for name, alias, and breadcrumbs are language dependent. Do not forget to switch the language at the top of the page and enter content in the correct language. Go to the Price section. Let's start with the simplest calculation option. For example, you sell one flyer for €1. Enter 1 into the price per unit field and save settings. Now, visit the product page. You will see that the price displays as €1. Of course, offering a single flyer is not realistic, but this method could be used to offer, say, a standard banner for €100. In that case, the price here would be €100. The price per unit is the base value on which all calculations will be built. Let's now look at how the price per unit shortcode works. If price per unit is €1 and you insert the price per unit shortcode into any text on the website, for example, a product description or article, it will automatically display the value €1. You can use this shortcode in any content, marketing materials, articles, product descriptions, etc. The main benefit of using shortcodes is that if the base price changes, for example due to inflation, from €1 to €2, you only have to update the value in one place, the price per unit field. Everywhere that uses the shortcode will automatically display the updated price. This saves time and ensures consistency. If you want to show a price not for 1 unit but for 100 flyers, for example, you can adjust the factor parameter in the shortcode. Just copy the shortcode and replace factor equals 1 with factor equals 100. This will multiply the unit price by 100. For example, unit price is €1. Shortcode with factor equals 100 displays €100. If unit price is €2, result will be €200. Other shortcode parameters include increase, surcharge or discount, and quantity, product quantity. Check the tooltip for more details. However, in real print business scenarios, ordering a single item is uncommon. Typically, customers specify the desired quantity, print run. So how do we configure the calculator so users can order variable quantities? Go to the Quantity section. Enable Choose Quantity by the user. A set of options will appear. Let's say you want to allow orders from 10 to 100 flyers in increments of 10. Enter these values. Enter display name for quantity. For flyers, we will call it print run. If the product were business cards, you might call it set and sell in bundles instead of per unit. The display name for quantity is fully customizable. Save your settings. Remember, save after every change. Go to the product page to verify. Now you will see a quantity slider allowing users to select the print run. As the slider moves, the quantity changes in increments of 10 as configured. If the price per unit is €1, then 50 flyers will cost €50. This formula works. Unit price multiplied by quantity equals total. Now enable manually enter a value and save the settings. Refresh the product page. You will see it here. Enter 50 and press Enter. The slider will snap to the nearest allowed value. In our case, that is 50. If you enter 67, the slider will jump to the next valid step, 70. Users can also adjust the quantity using these buttons. The calculator updates the price in real time. Let's go back to settings. Suppose you offer print runs from 10 to 10,000 flyers. Keeping a step of 10, save the settings and go to the product page to verify. This would make this slider far too long and not user-friendly. Step 10 is great for small print runs, 10, 20, 30, but if someone orders 1,000 flyers, they will likely want to pick 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 directly. In that case, a step of 1,000 is more appropriate. The solution is to divide the entire range into zones with different step sizes. From 10 to 100, step 10. From 100 to 1,000, step 100. From 1,000 to 10,000, step 1,000. But these cannot be done on a single slider. Instead, enable fixed values for quantity selection. The step settings that we configured earlier will disappear, and in this field, we will enter custom quantity values that will be available for selection. For example, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That is with a step of 10. Then the step immediately increases to 100. After 100 comes 200, then 300, and for example, immediately 500, meaning the step is now 200. Then the step becomes 1,000, so the quantity values go like this: 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and finally, with a step of 5,000, we complete the available quantity options with a value of 10,000. You can specify any values that make sense for your production. Save and preview on the product page. Now, the slider shows clearly defined, user-friendly quantity options. At this point, we have implemented a linear pricing model. Unit price multiplied by quantity equals total. If we visualize this algorithm as a graph, with quantity on the x-axis and price on the y-axis, the graph will be perfectly linear. But in real-life printing, pricing is non-linear. Usually, in printing, there is a rule. The higher the quantity, the lower the unit price. So how do you implement a non-linear price calculation? Return to the Quantity section. Enable Display Product Unit Price, save the settings, and preview on the product page. Now, the unit price is displayed on the product page here. We will use this to monitor how the price changes with quantity. Now go to the Price section and enable Price Depends on Quantity. Choose Specific Price and click plus Add Range. Define the first range. From 10 to 50 units, unit price is €1. Click Save Settings. Add another range. From 51 to 100 units, unit price is €0.80. You can also enter 0.8. Save the settings and check. From 10 to 50 flyers, €1 per unit. From 51 to 100 flyers, 80 cents. Add more ranges. From 101 to 500, 50 cents per unit. And from 501 to 10,000, 30 cents per unit. Save settings and check. €1 per unit, 80 cents per unit, 50 cents per unit. So now 200 flyers cost the same as 100 did before the quantity-based price reduction mechanism was applied. This reflects a real pricing model where unit cost decreases as quantity increases. This formula works. Unit price, defined as a fixed value within the selected quantity range, multiplied by quantity, equals total. Now, let's look at using a coefficient to influence the unit price of a product. This algorithm can be visualized with the following formula. Unit price multiplied by coefficient within the selected quantity range multiplied by quantity equals total. Let's consider an example. Suppose there has been inflation and the cost of one flyer has increased from €1 to €2. In that case, you would need to recalculate the prices in all defined quantity ranges. When you have many ranges, and there could be dozens, this process becomes labor-intensive and time-consuming. To avoid this, use a coefficient. It also affects the unit price of the product, but instead of setting a fixed value, it multiplies the base price by the required number. This method is convenient and flexible. Let's configure price changes for different quantity ranges, not with specific values, but using coefficients. For example, here the coefficient is 1, here 0.8, here 0.5, and here 0.3. Now, if the base unit price changes, for instance from €1 to €2, you only need to update the value in the price per unit field. All other calculations that use coefficients will update automatically, and you will not have to edit the unit price in every quantity range. Save the settings and check the product page. As you can see, the unit prices for each quantity range remain the same, but the overall pricing curve is preserved. Now, let's go back and change the unit price from €1 to €2. Click Save Settings and check the product page again. We now see that for quantities up to 50 units, the price per flyer is €2. From 51 to 100 units, €1.60. From 101 to 500 units, €1. And from 501 to 10,000 units, 60 cents. The proportions are preserved. We recommend using coefficients to adjust product pricing based on quantity. This simplifies price maintenance and helps keep your pricing structure up to date.